Hello YouTube, and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Play Final Fantasy Chronicles. If you watched the last episode, or at least like half of it, then you know that right now we're about to go into Belle Path, which I shall do right now. By pressing E. It's pretty simple. Now here it already has a narrator, so I'll just be quiet for a little bit.
They say that wicked creatures prowl the road along this beautiful riverbank, but nobody's ever seen one. I once asked a man why. He simply replied, because anybody who happens upon one is promptly eaten. But it is long since anyone has met such a fate. For nowadays, people take another route, far away from the spooky old road. Only we walk the old way now, travelers in crystal caravans.
Alright, so that was a little intro narration, probably a better narrator than I am. Probably also because it's, like, what time is it? 1:22 in the morning. That's a great time to be awake. No, it's not. Nothing good ever happens after midnight. Alright, so this game starts off, the level starts off putting you on the GBA screen, which is good if you've already played some games and have items that you need to customize and everything. But for me, it doesn't really do anything because I just started. Now, back on the 3DS screen, or the SP, if you can read that, it says take physical damage for the bonus. I'll explain that in a second. For this one, it says pick up items. And it gives you a map of the area. Well, actually, okay, that's a little different. There's 3 different screens you can get, I think, or 4. One is just a regular map. One, I think, shows you where the enemies are, or where the treasure chests are. And then another screen will show you like the info on the monster that you just attacked. It'll show you their HP and strength and what they'll drop and stuff. You can either have 4 Game Boy Advance SPs, or I'll explain how else you can do it later on. So for the moment, I'll explain the bonus. Actually, no. I'll explain the bonus later. That's it for the SPs. Alright. So then we just press select, and ready. Now, oops, wrong one. Okay. Here, the one with the crystal chalice, Patrick, the guy. No, actually, first I'm just stepping on these switches for this. It's like the most pointless bridge ever, at least in my opinion, because you don't get anywhere, and you have to go like halfway across the level to open up the other side of the bridge, just so that you can get back to the beginning for no reward whatsoever. Which, if they ever remake this game, I think they should update that. Either have some kind of chest reward in the middle, or just make that some like secret passageway that gives you a real shortcut. Alright, so like I said earlier, put the chalice down. If I move outside, a little farther outside, then I start taking damage. It's 1/2 a heart per second, I guess. Then after a little while I start regenerating 1/2 a heart, I think like every 4 seconds, I'm not counting. Alright, so now this is the first real monster. And then just wait for it. See, it's so much easier with teamwork. Now I'm going to pick up the Phoenix down as the guy, just because being the chalice carrier is a little more important than just being the designated attacker. But I mean, they're both very important. Now the Phoenix down, in case you're not familiar with Final Fantasy games, actually, I'm not actually sure if that's entirely accurate for all the other Final Fantasy games. Anyways, Phoenix down will revive you if you die while you're holding it, which, if you can see, I'm holding one, which I can also use to revive someone manually. Like if someone else dies on my team. So in single player, it's pretty much only useful to hold it. And as the guy, I'm picking up pretty much everything except for her. I picked up fire, Now I pick up meat for her. And that little key is a switch, or a key, I guess, to open up that door. But I'm not going in there quite yet, because in this Let's Play, I'm going to try to get, like, not 100%. I mean, I'm going to try for 100% completion. I thought there would be an enemy there. I'm going to try to move around and open up everything and get good points in it. So now the Stone of Cure, as you might have remembered, these are magicite, however you want to pronounce it, or however it's supposed to be pronounced. Cure will clearly heal you. Cure always heals you completely. It'll never like only heal 2 hearts unless you're only missing 2 hearts. It'll always heal you to your maximum health. Just a second. I gave it to the Chalice Keeper first because the attacker is probably going to be taking more damage sooner. But as you could tell, the Chalice Keeper is also getting damage. So it's good to have heal or cure on both of them. Vegetable seed, I'll explain later. I don't feel like explaining it now because then it'll come up again later. Now this is the design for an iron ship. This is also something that an alchemist might be able to give you. It's just a design, like I said, or like it said, for an iron shield. And also another thing, as you might have already noticed, Chalice Keeper walks much slower than the non-Chalice Keepers. Trying to focus on this and talk at the same time. Now something I did realize is that now Lynn, the attacker, is holding a Phoenix down, but it's not in her command slot, which means that if she dies, then she's not coming back up. The Phoenix down won't revive her if it's just in her items and not in her command list. It does need to be in the command list for it to do any good. I don't think any items do any good if they're not in your command list. Just picking up some money. And then these, I should have mentioned earlier when I got the other one, are artifacts. They'll increase your stats. And oh look, I found a small hole, go inside. Or let it be, but I'm just going to go inside. So those artifacts increase your stats. And just a second. The GBAs always take a second to realize that you're in a new place. So this is the Moogle Kupo. You're here, right? Or you're here for a Mog stamp, right? What's a Mog stamp? Kupo, you don't have a stamp card. Let me tell you about Mog stamps, Kupo. We Moogles are found all over the world, Kupo. We offer Mog stamps as incentive to locate and visit all our homes. As incentive to... Okay. You'll need this stamp card to get Mog stamps, Kupo. The stamp card has 23 squares, Kupo. They're divided into sets of 1 to 3 squares of matching colors, Kupo. I say Kupo a lot. And there are 9 different kinds of Mog stamps, Kupo. Each Moogle will stamp 1 onto your card, Kupo. If you collect a set of matching stamps, tell them Kupo who gave you one of those stamps, Kupo. Did you get all that? Yeah, I don't need you to repeat that. Okay, here's your first stamp. Get out there and find that, Kupo. Which is funny because he gave the example of getting another stamp, and he gave us a different stamp, as I said. Alright, so basically the point of those stamps is that you complete a set, you get to play a racing minigame on the Game Boy Advance SP. It's a new diary entry because we found them in the Moogle house. As I was saying about the artifacts, there's 6 different kinds of artifacts, I think. You normally encounter 4, I guess, or... Okay, let me explain. You have 3 stats, attack, defense, and magic. But then you can also get artifacts to increase your HP by 1 heart per artifact. And then pockets, which will increase your command list slot. And actually, while I'm mentioning that, I'll introduce another feature. When someone is on their GBA screen, their character, instead of just being left behind because they're not moving, will be dragged behind by the edge of the aura. Now, once I get out, then they need to start moving on their own. So these little creatures, I wish I knew their names. I think they're called Moo, which doesn't sound right. Not like bad or anything, but just incorrect. It's kind of annoying because they have two attacks. One is just a little scratch, and then the other one is with their tail whip, which is nothing like the Pokemon tail whip. It actually stuns you for a second and stops you from attacking. This is going to be... Oh wow. No, what? Okay. Now, one of the good things, but this, what do we do? One of the good things about using two controllers and playing on my own is that then I can cast heal, or start casting heal, with one character, and then just have my main character that needs healing run into the circle, rather than having to match up the circle onto the person while they're moving. I can just run into the circle. Makes more sense. Which you could also do with co-op, like actual multiplayer, true multiplayer. Also, I don't think I even mentioned it, or as I was saying, when I went to my select screen, I equipped Phoenix Down, which you might have noticed when I was scrolling through my command list. Not sporadically, just like a wild person. Not a wild person. I don't know. You got stuck. Alright, Stone of Life. That basically acts as a Phoenix Down, except for the part where it heals you. Like when you fall, or kind of falling. Yeah, life is mostly good when you're using multiplayer, because then you can use a Phoenix Down to heal other people, rather than just yourself, I guess. If you're playing one player, it does have purpose, but I'll explain that later. So yeah, I don't need it right now necessarily because I have Phoenix Downs on both of these people. So having a life Magicite wouldn't really do much help. Now, in case you didn't notice, that was a gate that we came across. Well, actually I didn't go to it earlier. So this is actually way back near the beginning, where I got the Fire Magicite, which I still haven't used, which I don't really need because I'm not really a magic type person. And as you might have guessed, it is a bit more difficult to use magic when you're using two controllers with one person. I'll have a discussion on why I'm using two controllers later. This is going to be difficult because that was terrible. I can pretty much just spam A, but I have to be careful because eventually, you know, I will get hurt enough to die, if that makes sense. I will be killed if I just keep attacking and don't stop to heal or run. That's all over the place. That's not there are times in this Let's Play where I'm going to have to stop and focus, because this is kind of difficult, or at least mentally demanding, I guess. It takes focus. Now here's Blizzard and Moogle Pocket, which means I also get Blizzard, which doesn't really do anything. I mean, it does do stuff, but again, I'm not really going to use any magic, because it's easier just to use attacks, basic attacks. And I'm almost done with this level, in case you're wondering. That was designed for bronze armor. I should be reading these signs. Signpost, right, Moogle House, left, Old Road, dead end, which, why isn't it saying? Okay. That was pretty much pointless. Now what's interesting is that here you can change your chalice to water, but obviously I've already got water, because you're supposed to start out with fire. So then if you need to change it to water, then that's when you do it. Moogle, oh, Caravaner, Kupo, there's no mercury here, Kupo. Why would you tell me that? Moogle, sorry, we can't offer you anything, Kupo, we just moved here, so we really have nothing to offer Kupo. Oh well, they have a Moogle house, but it's not a hole in the rock, which makes no sense, because why is the other one in a hole in the rock? And they have a real house. Alright, so this is going to be the boss. Am I ready? Yeah, I'm alright. Let's go. And I'll always be quiet during the little boss intro. giant enemy crab. You have to attack its weak point to inflict massive damage. I wish I really understood the meaning of that quote. Because I mean, I know the quote. There's a friend of mine told it to me. But I don't actually know the specific origin of the quote. I think it's a monster told it. Anyways, this is the boss. And it is a giant enemy crab. And that thing will cast slow on you. Which, as you might be able to tell, will slow you down. It's not very good. It's very frustrating, especially if you're a spellcaster, because it will increase the time it takes to cast a spell. And he's going to get hit. It also slows down your movement speed, which makes it harder to dodge. Alright. Now, I need one person to constantly move the Crystal Chalice, because the boss keeps moving around. And you destroy him, or not destroy him, hurt him enough, then parts of his body start getting destroyed, as you can tell, which means he has less attacks, which means he gets more furious and attacks with the other attacks much more often, because those are the only attacks he can use. Now he keeps casting slow, and the good thing about getting rid of his little claw is that then he, doesn't use it to stun you. Gotta heal. But the problem with his using a big claw on his face is that obviously electricity stuns me. Okay, I'm about to kill him anyways. When he doesn't have any more claws, he starts using his magic, as you can tell, not Forest Thunder. Which is why if you ever use Thunder on him, he's immune to it. Alright, so now, yay, explosion of bosses. When do all the bosses explode? I think all the bosses explode in this game, as far as I can remember. And now this is the myrrh tree, and look, a rainbow in the background. Alright, so this is the myrrh tree. It almost looks like emo hair, kind of. Anyways, it doesn't look the color of emo hair. But now you just put the little chalice on the little pedestal thing that's been there for who knows how long. And magical glowiness. Magical glowiness, that's what I mean. And then, yay, myrrh. And then it's a little drop, as it says in the intro talky thing. The Moogle Stiltskin said it. Tiny little drop, hits the crystal, and boom! Fills up like a little third of it. Because as I just kind of half implied / explained / spoiled, you only need to get 3 myrrh trees per year. Now it might seem like, oh well, if you've got all the myrrh trees and you have your crystal for a year, that would be the end of the game. Nope, it's just the beginning. This game goes by in years. Just ridiculous because your characters never age. It's so strange. Anyways, new diary entry, which I'll explain later. Mail Moogle at your service, Kupo. Alright, so now we're back on the, what's called GBA screen. So I'm going to start recording on the 3DS. Alright, so here's a letter from Roland to our caravan. Letters and stuff. Now, because I'm the first person in the letter, or first person in the caravan, leader of the pack and whatnot, I'm the one who gets this. So, how is everything? You may be facing hardships that drag your spirits down, but always remember that the caravan gives hope to us all. May you return safely, Patrick. Right, and then Mother's Warriors, Hermia, by Lynn's mother. So how does it feel to be out on the road? We miss you very much. Is there anything you need out there? Don't hesitate to ask for anything you need at all. Alright? Okay. So press A on this one. It says, thank you, or I'm fine. Which, I mean, you can give different answers to make people like you more or less. I need... See, I want to say I need more food. That sounds like, oh, well, you just need more food. You're just complaining. I need more money. Well, you're just being greedy. I need more love. What, you don't think I love you enough? So I don't know what to say for this. But I'm going to say I need more love, because at least that'll sound a little bit less like I'm just greedy. Alright, now send item. I'm an alchemist, so I should give them something like the design or materials. Which actually I think, do I have any materials? No, I don't think I do. Alright, then I'm just going to give them a vegetable seed, which I said I would explain later. So I'm going to give them the seed, and hopefully that means they're going to plant the seed, and I'll be able to reap the rewards later. Send an item. I'm going to give him a strength up. For no reason. Because I don't think he's ever going to give me anything back. Now, back to the main screen. Back to the main screen. You can press A to say that you're done. And voila! You're done. With the entire game, that's it, game over. No, obviously that was a joke. Alright. So, bonus points. Take physical damage. That means that every time I took physical damage, I gained a point. Pick up items. Every time she picked up items, she gained a point. Clearly, she got more points than I did. That's because I was better at not taking physical damage, which I consider a success. But anyways, I specifically chose her to pick up items more often. Now the point of the bonus points, besides the bonusiness, is that now she gets to pick first out of the artifacts. And this is one of the most frustrating aspects of this game, is that throughout the level there are 4 artifacts you can pick up. And then at the end, based on how many points you get, you can pick up 4 other artifacts. Except you can only keep one of them, which is so ridiculous. Because, I like all 8 of these, even if there's, copies, then you just, 7 of them. But anyways, so you can pick up strength, magic, defense, or the Moogle Pocket. Where is it? Okay, Moogle Pocket. In another command slot. Now, I pretty much always start off with the Moogle Pockets and or they're not always called Moogle Pockets, but all the pockets, all the things that give you another command slot. And I also go for the pendants that give you an heart. I always choose those first, because they're more effective in the long run, I guess. They're a little more unique. And that is it for the first level. I'll talk a little bit more about stats and artifacts and stuff. And just as a quick little ending bit, the reason the girl's named Lynn is because my girlfriend's named Christine, but that wouldn't fit. It would just be Christine, or Kristen, but her name's Christine, not Kristen. And her middle name is Lynn, and that obviously fits, and she likes the name. So anyways, that'll be it for this episode. I should really go to sleep. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.